Alright, so we're gonna play Naya Terrageddon today. I don't have a lot of experience with the deck, but I was looking at some data via a different website I found, and it kind of showed that Enchantress and Naya Terrageddon are actually really good decks that are probably underrated. So we'll see how it goes. Nimble Mongoose actually seems underplayed to me. Also has one of my favorite cards ever, Withered Wayfarer. This guy is sick. I'm not sure I believe all these numbers, but I think the core of the deck does make sense to me. Also love Mystic Enforcer. It's probably just a well-positioned card with all of the Rise of the Black decks because it's hard for them to remove. I remember when people played the Oath Vor deck, but I think cutting Oath from the deck actually makes it better. You can play more creatures that are, and you can just have higher threat density, you know. Wow. Mind Stone. I don't think so. Card is just not great. I mean, there are 4 Mox Diamonds in the deck. I don't think Mind Stone is good enough. If it was like Prismatic Lens, you could maybe sell me on it, but... Hope people are having a good day. All right. It's so strange to me that's listed as Naya and there's just a Fire Ice in the deck. No, I have to skip that one, sadly. I might play some Marvel Superheroes Limited next week on the channel, but just like for fun, really, not for any other thing, you know. Just 3 random Fire Ice is so funny to see to me, but it sort of makes sense. I am skeptical that this deck should play more than one Treetop Village, but I think the first one's obviously good because of your Withered Wayfarers. I don't know if that makes sense to people. I also don't know about these Rishadan Ports in our 4-color deck. I think I might play the first port, but not the second. Just add loam. Okay, well, I don't think Premodern could really handle loam being added to the card pool. I think it would just be way better than a lot of things that are currently going on, if that makes sense. Like, mulch is not life from the loam. Yeah, I would, if loam were legal, I would just play, like, aggro loam, like literal aggro loam with Terravore, Devastating Dream, Cycling Lands, and Life from the Loam. And I think it would be, like, an extremely good deck. I'm not sure your mana works out, but you could probably make it work out. Alright, 1 Treetop Village, but not more than that. Did you play Extended when the cow was big? Ophidian? No, the cow was Confinement Assault Loam. Yeah, CAL. I guess I didn't make it super clear, but that's what I meant. We are still in the list building phase. I'm looking at a bunch of other lists and seeing what I like and what I don't like. I'm gonna play 5 matches with this deck, and then oh, there's some cool Carpusan Force. This Carpusan Force is the coolest, but third copy of Armageddon. Okay. I mean, you would rather play 3 Armageddon, 1 Cataclysm, I guess. I'm not opposed to that. Sins of the Past Storm. Oh, I remember that deck actually as well. All right, where are the promo lands I want to use? I want to use these. I want to use these. Focus on college. Very worthy endeavor, of course. Might want an actual brush land, actually. It's kind of shocking how few actual dual lands there were in this format. Alright, I don't want to play a second Rishadan Port. I just don't want a million colorless lands in my deck. Seems like a lot of other lists have a million colorless lands, but I'm not about that. This person... Oh, this one person is like survival Terrageddon, which is interesting, but doesn't seem great to me. Undiscovered Paradise I think is pretty bad, yeah. I would rather play City of Brass before Undiscovered Paradise, actually, which is legal, but I don't think I'm going to play either. I'm just going to be okay with it. I'm trying to decide what the last 4 land slots in the main deck should be, but I'll work on the sideboard now. I think Pyroclasm seems incredibly good to me currently. And so does Ray of Revelation. Wayfarers. Yeah, I have 4 Wasteland. Oh, sorry. That's the missing card, actually. There should be 4 Wasteland in there. That makes sense. It's like, how do I have so many land slots left? Alright, no. So I have 3 Wayfarer, 4 Wasteland, a Port, a Secluded Steppe, and a Tranquil Thicket. I don't think Dust Bowl is very good. Like, we're already an Armageddon deck. I don't think you need Dust Bowl on top of it. I like having 3 Wayfarer, 3 Mongoose. You could sell me on, like, the first Android Brush Hopper, but I sort of think that card is not good enough. One thing I am never sure of is what sort of graveyard hate I'm supposed to play and how much of it, if that makes sense. Like, I just don't know. Brush Hopper is great if you expect Stasis. Is that matchup bad? I guess it could be kind of bad, but Also, the actual best cards for stasis are like Rebs and 1-drop creatures, actually. Like, if you just resolve 1-drop creatures for stasis, it's so insane, in my experience. I like having 2 Ray of Revelation in the first Seal of Cleansing, I think. Yeah, but the problem is resolving it. I need more versus not. Yeah, I'm gonna play Seal of Cleansing. I mean, having the Rebs, the Seal of Cleansing, and the Plows is pretty good. I guess you can maybe worry about the, like, Brain Freeze stuff. I don't think Worm's Chant is very good. Like, I think I would rather just not do that. Circle of Protection Red seems worse than Warmth to me. Warmth or Sanctimony both seem better. I'll decide which one, but the thing is, like, I don't think either of these cards are actually good versus Goblins, because Goblins can just output a lot of damage. I like Seal of Cleansing in other places too, so I like having the overlap. Zuran Orb. It doesn't seem very good to play Zuran Orb. I might play 1 Zuran Orb, but it really does not seem like a fantastic card. I mean, I could play Enlightened Tutor. I mean, I'm not sure it's actually very good. The problem is, like, E-Tutor versus Dreadnought is really not where you want to be at, I think. Orb versus... Okay. That makes sense. I guess I'll play 2 Zuran Orb then. I'll cut that. I think you need three blasts. I think the blasts make Seal of Cleansing better as well. I wish Ancient Grudge were illegal, but it obviously isn't. Yeah, Zuran Orb plus the Terravore's Verse Burn actually makes sense to me, now that you bring that up. Okay, what else? I don't think I want Sphere of Law, or Silence could be okay. Again, like, this is not specifically for Dreadnought. This is actually more for Enchantress, if anything else. Like, this card's much better versus Enchantress than it is versus Dreadnought. What else am I thinking about? Stress Core Haven? No thanks. Wild Mongrel, huh? Earthquake? I don't think I want either of those, really. I could sideboard a Wild Mongrel versus Burn. And versus, like, Stasis and other things like that. Doesn't actually seem terrible to me. I could just also put it in my deck. It's sort of like an interesting thing to think about how you're supposed to build this deck, because there's a lot of wiggle room, a lot of options, you know. I mean, I could board the E-Tutor and go down to 1 Zuran Orb as well. Maybe that is actually how I should go. Alright. I guess I talked myself into it. I don't know if I'll actually board in the Enlightened Tutor versus Dreadnought, because it seems kind of bad, but I still might. go down to one of those. I might just board the 4th Pyroclasm. Pyroclasm, I sort of think is just best in class at what it does, which is it beats the shit out of elves and goblins, and it's, I guess, okay versus the burn deck because most of their creatures do die to it, although I don't think that should be your primary plan. Curse Totem. Okay, so I guess I have a real question. Do you need Curse Totem if you're going to board 4 Pyroclasm? Overload? I would think I'd rather have Disenchant. The reason the red decks play Overload is because you don't really have better options. Like, you play Overload or Mog Salvage in like mono red style decks because your options are just not good. Curse Totem. Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure about this Curse Totem, honestly, but it doesn't seem great to me. I think I will play Tormod's Crypt. I could play Phyrexian Furnace as well. I'm not sure if I need either of those really. Pyroclasm doesn't help their one-shot turns and with anger. But, okay, like, they need like a fairly... They need a starting base for that, and Pyroclasm doesn't let them have a starting base, right? Like, if they just start the turn with 2 lands, like Mountain Forest with Anger and Graveyard and like Survival in play, I think the, like... What's the best way of putting it? I don't think they can actually, like, kill you from that spot very often. I don't know if that sounds crazy to you, but it seems sort of unreasonable to me to expect to die from that spot. In which case, like, a second Pyroclasm would be sufficient, or something like that. I also think, like, there is a version of this deck where you use Splash White, and you play Devastating Dreams instead of Armageddon and Cataclysm, but I don't want to figure that out. And it's obviously worse for counterspells to do that because Devastating Dreams has like an extreme cost to it. Anyways, just things to think about, really. Is there any card that I really need to play that I'm missing? I will reluctantly play the Curse Totem. I'm just like not... I guess I'm not very convinced it's actually any good, you know. I'm also going to check the mana base. So we have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we can count these as red sources, 12 red sources. That will matter a lot more post board. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 20 green sources. That is plenty. Even without the Mox Diamond, you have plenty. So 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 white sources. So yeah, our mana's pretty good. I mean, of course, a lot of the red sources are built into Mox Diamond, so that could be an issue if people go after your Mox Diamonds and you're relying on red cards. But I think I'll just accept it, if that makes sense. Well, my plan versus elves, I think, is to cut all of my Armageddons, leave the Cataclysm, and board in the Pyroclasms. And I guess I would board in the Curse Totem as well. But I just don't think you should try to Armageddon a deck that has a lot of mana dorks. Unless you have the Pyroclasms as well. I guess you could talk me into cutting, like, Call of the Herd, because it doesn't matter very much versus some. Anyways, I think we'll just figure that out later. I'm gonna try this, and maybe there's some card that I'm missing that will become obvious to me later, but... Or I could just play like one disenchant my sideboard over something. Oh, maybe it should be naturalized because I have more green sources than white sources. A little bit more graveyard hate? Why? I don't know. I feel like 1 plus the 1 E-tutor is sufficient. Like a main deck furnace. I don't have any way to search for it except for Sylvan Library. I mean, yeah, like the theory is furnace is not that bad, but it also just doesn't seem great to me. Alright, and then I'm going to cut warmth for naturalize and call it a day. Alright. I'm going to try this. Of course, I'm open to input as long as you justify why you're saying something. If you're just going to yell something at me, I'm probably just not going to pay attention to you. So it's getting warm in my room. Okay, the deck list should be on Moxfield now. I'm gonna check the heat or AC real quick, be right back. Alright, I'm back. We will just head into a league. Oh, I guess I'll summarize what this deck does for people on the other places that might not know what it does. Idea is you play the best threats, well, some of the best threats, alongside some of the best disruption with some acceleration. Terravore plus Armageddon means like your Terravore is going to be like a 10-10 on average, and they'll have no land, so you should two-shot them. Sylvan Library is one of the better cards to use for card advantage in this format. It's good with shuffle effects like Weathered Wayfarer and your fetch lands. We also play some annoying to deal with threats like Nimble Mongoose and Mystic Enforcer. Mystic Enforcer having pro black matters a lot. Versus, say, the mono black deck, obviously. There are some tricks you can do with Weathered Wayfarer. You can only activate this if your opponent controls more lands than you. You can like put a Wasteland activation on the stack, activate Wayfarer in response. You can crack your fetch land. In response, activate Wayfarer. Rith's Grove is like a pseudo bounce land from Ravnica, except it only produces 1 mana, but it also lets you like get back below 1 land count for Weathered Wayfarer. So a bunch of Weathered Wayfarer tricks you can do. I think versus decks that have Lava Dart, I might board this card out, but I think it's good to have in game 1. It's also a shuffle effect for your Sylvan Library, so pretty valuable. Call of the Herd, I think, is just one of the better green cards in the format. It's just a 2-for-1. 2/3/3s is a big deal. Sideboard E-Tutor for your enchantments, say Seal of Cleansing, Aura of Silence, Cern Orb, Tormod's Crypt, Curse Totem. We have Pyroclasm for small creature decks, an extra disenchant, and some cards for blue decks. Anyways, let's head into League and see how it goes. I need to find. Wait, where is it? Okay, there it is. Well, I win round 1 of Premodern with Naya Terrible. Naya Terra. Yes, nope. Alright, we got a gamble up. Feel free to gamble and we'll just see how it goes. I'm just gonna play 5 matches and that'll probably be the stream. I'm just curious about this deck because the stats seem to make it look very good. Same for Swazi Enchantress, but I have a lot of experience with Enchantress, so I don't need to investigate that one really. Dubs 1, 3, 2, 7. That's a 1-lander. No green. I think I should keep. Thinking about what to bottom. Well, there's only one mulligan. I guess I'll bottom Wasteland, actually. Or second Sylvan. Might be second Sylvan, actually. Yeah, second Sylvan, I changed my mind. I think this is fine. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. Like, a forest just puts us into business right away. Last scene deck for them is Gruul Aggro. Okay, I mean, I can waste that. We need a no Gambler to counterbalance. So it's a mirror, it looks like. Yep. Okay. This is fine. I'm just gonna start wasting. I think I'm actually in pretty good shape, honestly. Like, I can waste them like a bunch of times. While getting in with this Weathered Wayfarer. It's very likely I will pay it. This looks like a Terrageddon mirror to me. Unless if I'm missing something, but it looks like a Terrageddon mirror. Okay, they have that card in their deck. Interesting. Well, I don't think I want that one, but I think I want those. I'm just gonna fire that for one and fire them for one. Remember, every point of damage matters versus Sylvan Library. Alright, if they play a Terravore this turn, it might be bad news bears, but we'll see. Alright, they didn't pay 8. But this still might be a Terravore. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Yes. Do I want to pay for a Weathered Wayfarer? I don't think so. Actually, question is, what do I want to do this turn? I could just call the herd plus Wasteland this turn. I think I would be better off using it at some other point. So waste that. There you go. Attacking doesn't do much. Their mana is kind of bad right now because they fetched Mountain, so they're very far from casting Terravore. If they attack, I'm going to block because I want to be able to use my Sylvan to the max. I guess if they pay for an attack, I might not block. Wasteland. You want to waste me? Okay, it's fine. Plow that. Plow that. Okay. So there's a replacement Wayfarer on top, which I do want now. I think I am gonna. I think the shuffle's more valuable. All right, I'm gonna make them trade. They're basically priced into blocking here. I'm ahead in life total. If they don't block, I could just very easily play another threat right this turn. Like, I don't see how you could ever not block, I guess. If that makes sense. GLHF My Sings Forever. I guess this person knows I was on My Sings a long time ago. I didn't actually see the message until now. Anyways, so I've used, I don't have many red cards in my main deck. Let's see how many I actually have. I have 3 Fire Ice. Yeah. So Wooded Foothills means they're probably heavier on the red, or at least they have Mountain. Right, Call the Herd is fine. Right. Getting Wasteland doesn't do much. So I'll just get Port. I'm going to fetch Forest. Just play this. If they plow it, I get 9 life. Yeah, I mentioned that Wayfarer trick. And I already knew I had like a bad card on top of it. Like the Geddons are, I think, not very good in this matchup. Alright. My opponent conceded to a Terravore, which makes sense. I'm gonna board out my Geddons. Naturalize seems fine. Don't have a lot here. I guess this seems fine because it kills Sylvan Library. Those also kill Sylvan Library. These also do. So I might want those. Might trim Fire Ice, actually, because I don't think it does much. And board in 2 rays. So I'm basically 1 red card in my deck. Seems fine. Alright. 1 game 1. Being on the play, I think, is a huge deal. The Weathered Wayfarer like did a bunch of damage, and then eventually searched for a port. I guess I'll keep. It's not like the most insane, but do I have a 1-drop? I have a Sylvan on turn 1, which would be kind of brutal, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's fine. Weber has excellent flavor text if you've never read it. Makes Terravore bigger, but I think I have bigger concerns. Just play my Mongoose. So I think they probably don't have Sylvan in hand because you would play Sylvan otherwise. A block. Seems like a good block for me. Okay, thank God it's just Call of the Herd. I think I'm just gonna seal their land. With their mocks. They're not showing double green. They can waste me here, that's fine. Oh, maybe I should have gotten a basic actually, but we'll see. Okay, it's fine. All right. My own waste would be decent. That's actually good. I think it's just land pass. I don't really want to play the Secluded Steppe out. It seems kind of atrocious. Okay. I'm going to save this for Terravore still. Speak of the devil, I'll play a Terravore. Good news for me. Bad news for them. Very good news for me. I think I'm still not going to play out my Secluded Steppe. There's more value in cycling it for... Basically, this would be a big next turn. Alright, plow my Terravore. It's fine with me. Interesting. I think it's just attack and play. Okay, actually, I decided it's play Call of the Herd and then play this and attack. And you want to pre-combat it because the land goes to the graveyard for the Terravore. Box. Okay. Terravore. Sure. And then I'll play Sylvan, and I'm in pretty good shape. I think these matchups are mostly about Terravore advantage. Okay, so a bunch of Vores are going to trade off, but I have a Sylvan going now, so it's pretty good for me. If I pay 8, that puts me to 6. Does it matter? I guess I'll pay 4, and I'll put this on top. I'm actually going to play the Mystic Enforcer because it has flying. And they're at 5, so they need a plow for this. Okay. But I have another Terravore behind, so they're flashing back Call of the Herd, that's fine as well. Yes. Pay 4 again. This requires an answer, whereas the Terravore, like theoretically, they could just have a ground blocker for it. Alright, so I won off Mystic Enforcers that game. The Sylvan, I had Sylvan going and they didn't. Basically, I think I sort of outdrew them, but it is what it is. So 1-0. Deck felt really smooth in that game, so that's nice. Prediction up for round 2. I'll give a few minutes. Thanks for being here. Hope you're having a good Friday. Terravore on Terravore. Mirror. I wonder if I still own Terravores or how much they are. Terravore. Terravore is $26 from Odyssey and 30 cents from Dominator Remastered. Nostalgia is real. That is funny. Right, we got 20 points on yes. Any other gamblers? Any haters? Any disbelievers? If you disbelieve, bet against. Right. Or if you want to see the gamble fire, just bet against anyways, I suppose. Damn, Frank Carson just turned 42 today. That's nice. I didn't realize he was the same age as me. Oh, we got some real gambling. 100 points on yes, 100 points on no. Get all these gamblers afoot. All right, round 2 versus Rapunchi. On the draw. Alright, their less known deck is Land Destruction, like Thermokarst and shit, but I'm gonna just pretend that's not the case and just keep this hand and see what happens. I have a lot of lands, but of course if they go like Land Mox, Sylvan, or whatever, I'll be in bad shape, but it's fine. Keep. Sort of looks like they might be on that. Okay, my mocks. I think I want to play it before they play Sphere of Resistance. So this lets me port them. Okay, I guess I won't port. Let's see if they play a Sphere. Sphere or Sylvan? If it's a Sylvan, I don't really want to fire them upstairs. If it's a Sphere, still don't really want to do that. I don't think it does that much. Oh, it's Enchantress. I want to fire them now. Yeah, I think so, actually. I don't think this card's very good for some, is why. I think it's just better to use my mana and dome them, sneak in a bunch of damage, maybe get the threshold for the Mystic Enforcer. Cataclysm is pretty strong this matchup. Geddon's also good. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Four Sylvans in there. This is which one? The Terrageddon deck or Enchantress? Yeah, I was looking at the numbers. Terrageddon seems Enchantress is technically the best deck, and Terrageddon's like second. Well, I've played a shit ton of Enchantress, so I want to just play this deck and get a feel for it just in case. I mean, I don't have any tournaments forever, so just gonna look at things and think. I'm gonna go at the end, huh? No, it was too expensive, and I didn't have like. I mean, it wasn't technically too expensive for me, but I didn't have like a team I really jived with, if that makes sense as well. I mean, I could have found a team, but yes, Cataclysm is much better than. This is why I want to play two Geddon, two Cataclysms. Well, you said I should change one, and I did. I mean, I have one Cataclysm. What are they thinking about here? Also, Rishadan Port's really good versus Wild Growth, because you just port the land that Wild Growth is on. Matchup seems terrible either way. I'm not convinced it's that bad, but being on the draw is certainly not great. I had no turn one play. Like, if I had a turn one Sylvan Library, I would have been much happier, but instead I had turn one do nothing, turn two Call of the Herd. I mean, like, I cast Fire targeting them, but that's not a real thing. I mean, I also have a lot of. I have two Ray of Revelation, Seal Cleansing, Orb Silence, E-Tutor, and Naturalize. You could, like, board in Pyroclasm Bargo with the Enchantress, but it seems horrible. I'm sure some people do that, but I'm not going to, probably. Unless if I have enough cards I want to take out. I want to take out the Fire Ices, I think. Well, my opponent doesn't appear to be here, so we'll look at the deck. I'm going to cut Fire Ice. The Plows are not great either. So I want to cut those 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I'll board in like 1 Pyroclasm. Opponent has appeared to gone AFK. which is kind of annoying, but I don't know. All right. Let me show you all the thing I was looking at earlier while we wait. So I found this site. It lets you set a bunch of filters. It seems kind of nice to me. It's j6e.me/mtg-meta-analyzer. I think some Spanish guy built it, is what I could tell. But it looks kind of nice. It lets you pick what's where. Of course, like, this doesn't tell the story, but this is one of the things that made me want to try Naya Terrageddon after looking at these numbers real quick. Of course, like, you have to take all data with a grain of salt and understand, like what it's actually saying. There's a lot of small sample sizes on a lot of these boxes, so be wary. Like, Azorius Splash is just 7 matches only. It's like 2 and 5. And I don't place a lot of stock in that. I think that deck is still okay. The Rock is, like, pretty good, actually. There's only 15 matches with the Gruul aggro deck, I guess. Alright, now my opponent's waiting for me to respond. Okay, thanks for making me wait. Oh, fuck. I think it's attack and port them, actually, but... Oh, they said, sorry, connection lost. So if I play a 3/3, is that good enough? Probably not. I mean, yeah, I'm like kind of not doing anything forever, but I think it's just better to try to mana deny them instead of doing anything else. I'm brilliant. Alright. Fuck. That's so bad. Plows are completely dead here. Okay. That's not good for me. Okay, they didn't draw another land, so I can port that land at least next turn. Okay, that's good. Now I can develop another threat. It'll be the Mystic Enforcer, of course. I should have attacked first, but it's mostly the same. And yes, there's only one port in my deck, and yes, it's lucky to have in this scenario, but it is what it is. Another wild growth targeting that forest. No, they had the Sarah Sanctum. Ooh. Sarah Sanctum. Sarah Sanctum to Iron Academy Gaia's Cradle. Phyrexian Tower. These cards are not equal in strength, but Sarah Sanctum's still pretty good. Huh? Oh, okay. Oh, that's not great for me. That's kind of good. So they were sandbagging that sanctum, I think, for a little bit, which makes sense. Oh, they have another one. Okay, at least it only makes one. Shivan Gorge. I don't remember what the red one's called. Looking good. I'm actually gonna port them draw step. Reason is so they can't just filter the mana into sacking Scrolling Grove for Enchantress's presence. But yeah, I mean, I don't really feel great about my chances this game. My best draw is like Armageddon, probably. Cataclysm would be the actual best draw, I think, but it appears I'm dying now. Oh, I thought they used all of their land drops. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll see. I could plow with my own elephant. They take 3, go to 1. They can't crack this, which means Miri's Guile locks them in. Is that worth it? Probably. Yo, what up, Billy? Hope you're having a good one. So now I'm gonna just port this upkeep. Oh, I should let the trigger resolve, I guess, and then port them. It is nice and relaxing that I can just F6 in this format because there's no fucking free spells, really. There's like Submerge and shit. Oh, that's bad. Second Sanctum is really, or Third Sanctum is not what I wanted to see. Okay, they can't target the Mongoose. Do they have Opalescence as well? Motherfucker. So they're trying to exile their own wave in response, but they can't because of Sterling Grove. So my best draw is Fire Ice. And just doming them with the Fire Ice. It's kind of funny to think about. Can draw Fire Ice. I wonder what happens if I Geddon. That's probably not great for me because they probably have a bunch of lands in hand. We're definitely advantaged here? I don't think so. I actually don't think we're advantaged here. There's a Wayfarer. There's no Barbarian Ring in my deck. But I'll do what I can. Just play my things out and see what they do. I mean, I drew 2 Plows and Fire Ice early in this game. Those are mostly dead versus my opponent. So, it is what it is. Yo, what's up, Everin? Why were you streaming? Were you off? The game a nice rant about something. Why the fuck is it so hot in Washington, D.C.? There, that's my rant. You've been scammed? I feel like that is really not a scam. It doesn't say a nice, long rant. Okay, here's my rant. People who hate Ponder are the worst. They just don't understand how to cast cantrips to just select for things. They should probably revisit deck building school. Oh, hi, Evan. I know you love Ponder, and you would never say that. So I'm dying this game. Opalescence number 2. Maybe they'll deck out. It's the place that everyone needs to go to. Are you good enough? I see you lose when you don't know what card is what, Everin. Are you actually colorblind? There's like a 50% chance you're just saying that as an excuse. You legit don't see red. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm probably dead. Problem is I can't draw 2 cards in 1 turn. Dang, some people would fall for that. Alright, guess I'm dead, but that's fine. Of course they look similar, but you chose to put both of those in your deck. I don't think anyone would deny that they look similar. Anyways, welcome everyone from Everton's stream. What was Everton actually doing? Oops. I guess I F6 through me casting Plow. That's fine. I was dead anyways. Alright, these can all exit. And I'll have 1 clause on my deck for Argothians, I guess, but... Anyways, I'm pretty sure that was a good rant that I went on. So you're welcome. Okay. Down a game versus Enchantress. I'm actually gonna keep and play turn 2 Sylvan. If I had an untapped plan, like a second untapped plan, I would obviously curve Mongoose into Sylvan, but I would rather guarantee the Sylvan on 2. So I think the Naturalize is somewhat valuable. Mirror's Guile or Exploration? Or neither. Huh. Alright. That'll still be fine later, probably. But a pay 8 is coming up, chat. It's frustrating. Well, this is probably not going to go well. I don't think naturalizing a Wild Growth does very much. Probably needed that Sylvan to stick. Hopefully their hand's like 7 plows or some nonsense. Bad news bears. Gonna play Terravore next turn off the Mox. There's a chance I shouldn't have played that turn and waited. Actually, but right. Just tap out for 2 Argothians this turn and say go. Dropping a lot of mana. God damn. Losing again. I'm deliberately taking a mining counter off my gemstone mine. Alright. So Geddon would be a good draw. Cataclysm would also be a good draw. Of course, they have a bunch of good draws in their deck that insta-kill me. Okay, that makes my Geddons worse. Also doesn't look good for me. Okay. Ray of Revelation off the top would be okay. Alright, less so now that they played a land out. Probably dead again. I wish I'd played 2 Cataclysm, 2 Armageddon like I wanted to. I'm not gonna name any names, but I wish I had. Honestly, this game was lost when my Sylvan Library died. Which was not great for me, but... God damn. Why does this always happen to me? Wait, that was literally a terrible play. Whoops. Oh well. Hopefully it'll work out. I was supposed to do it in the other order. Kind of frustrating that they took like infinity minutes off their clock, but they did manage to kill me in time, essentially, so it is what it is. Okay. Alright, didn't go great, but that matchup seems kind of bad. I mean, I thought I could win game 1. I don't think I could ever really win game 2. Realistically, given what happened. Alright, prediction up for match 3. Hopefully we get to play against something interesting. Thanks everyone being here on this Friday. Hope you're all doing well. Feel free to gamble your valuable channel points. All right, round 3. I guess it's a keep. I'll lead with plains, and then plains, brushland, Sylvan. Very good. Didn't get countered. This Dreadnought sort of has that feel to it. Oh, I should have maybe paid 8 and just rammed all my things into play, but whatever. I guess I'll probably find another land. Well, I might want to cast Geddon next turn, actually, is the real answer. 8k. Do Dreadnought decks play 8k? Or is like 50% of them do? Okay, I'll just pay 8 this time. Okay, looks like this Wasteland's not very good. I'm just gonna flashback call the herd this turn. If they counter it, that's fine. I don't really care about that. It feels like Dreadnought, right? Yeah, their last seen deck is Dreadnought with. Oh, they don't have any 8k. Oh, but that was like pre-tied. I see. I guess they're just coming back and trying things now. All right, show me your moves. They did not shuffle. Gosh. Okay. Oh, they have white mana. Wow, sure. Sure. So I could discard 2 cards at least. Seems okay for me. So they have 2 islands I know about. They discard island counterspell and they're drawing from portent. Yeah, that's not a great one. I'm not gonna pay 8 here because I would rather just shuffle, I think. I will play Terravore. Actually, yeah, just fetch for it. No foil. I don't know what I'm going to do with this fire ice yet. Maybe try to fog a dreadnought. Oh, maybe it's just grow. Oh, actually, it's grow. Okay, that makes more sense. I don't think I want to use the ice this turn, actually. Okay. I think I'll lead with this. Okay. I think they have days in their deck. +11 cards in graveyard, so that's +5. +4 more. Sorry, so you discard 4. That's 5, 6, 15 left. So it'd be +7 more, so it'd be 12. I'm just gonna play this and see what happens. Yeah, they only have to discard a few cards for that, but I think that's fine. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have attacked, actually. Wait, they can remove their lands. Never mind, this was bad. Okay, I obviously did not see this. Okay, I should have held off for one turn. This was not a good play. Whoops. I think that was my first outright mistake of the stream so far. But that was definitely bad. Hopefully it will not cost me too much, but... Yeah, I should have seen that play, but I did not. Okay. Sad. So I think this is a forced block now, which is really not good for me, but it is what it is. Okay. Yeah, I should have really not thrown away my thing. Alright, place that. Yes. Oh! Wait, the fuck? It passed through my entire turn. Oh my god. I did not hit F6. I hit like F3, which should only pass. I don't know what the fuck happened. Okay, well. I was probably still like unfavored, but it wasn't 0%. Because the minute I draw a plow for that, it's totally fine. Yeah, I probably win that game actually, but I don't know what the fuck happened right there. These do not seem very good here. These seem very good. We could Curse Totem versus Tog. Don't think that's great. Could fight their artifact mana, their Moxen with Seal of Cleansing or 2. I don't know what happened there. It just like passed through my turn after I resolved the trigger. Guess I'll just have to be careful with that. One Fire Ice is probably better than alternatives. I think I actually am going to keep. No, it's Premodern. Does it not say anywhere? That says somewhere that it's Premodern League. Lower rate, maybe? That's fine. Oh, man. Alright, they're probably going to have to play a land out, so I'll just do this. League. Fair enough. Alright. I'm not going to power that. I need power blast for the Togs. Or get counterspell or something. It's the reason the main phase opt. Weird. Is there a good reason I main phase opt there? I don't know, I can't think of one. The third Wayfarer kind of slaps. Alright. If they're gonna miss their land drop intentionally, I'll just play out my Withered Wayfarer or my Terravores and start attacking. Alright, so F4 and F6 now do the same thing, which is not great, but your Terravore resolved through their thing, which is probably good for me. Okay. It's completely fine. All right. I'm going to leave up the Wayfarer because I think they're going to play a land this turn. I don't think 1 damage will be the difference maker. Do I care? Kind of. All right. It's probably didn't actually, but I'm kind of afraid of them finding a plow off of this. Very sure. They foiled my Pyroblast on their Gush. Totally fine. Portent, Op, Impulse, Gush. Oh, they have a lot of freaking cantrips in their deck. Right. That does not kill any of my things. Yes. I think it's just Tranquil Thicket and Cycle, actually. Okay. Alright. We're at 7 now. Good luck. Good luck, opponent. Game 3, I'll be on the draw. I want 1 Fire Ice on the draw. I want Rishadan for Tog. Probably not. I'm just going to submit. We'll keep. It's kind of funny how insane GroATog is in this format. If you don't have Plow or Blast in your deck, it's like almost unstoppable. Like it just does the thing it needs to do, which is attack or block with impunity. Weathered Wayfarer. And there's a lot of tricks with Wayfarer. Oh, that makes me sadder. But see, all right, they're not gonna let me turn my Wayfarer, so be it. Guess I'll just attack. Chip in. I'm not gonna counter an AK. Okay. I'm not convinced I actually care very much about that one, but it's what it is. GroATog. Okay. So there's a land in my graveyard, but they can shrink my thing to 1/1. Well, they have Wonder. I don't like that. Is what it is, though. Destroy that. Okay. So my Vor is a 1/1 now. What land do I want to play this turn? So if I play a Waste, I can waste my own Carcosan Forest and tap that, and it would be a 4/4 next turn. Or if I could just port them. I guess I'll just port them. This keeps them off Tog. Right. They got to use Opt. That's fine. They bottomed with the Opt, so it's also a good sign for me. Okay, that's a bad sign for me. Interesting. All right. Okay. So they can just eat my Vor if I attack. If I play a Waste first, does it work? Be 5/5 if I waste myself. They have 2 cards in hand, so they discard twice and remove 4 from the graveyard. That doesn't seem great. Alright, I think I'm still going to play the Waste out and say go. There's a chance I do want to waste myself and activate Wayfarer instead to go get like a cycling land. Or something like that. I haven't used any plows yet. This looks like a gush. Alright, that sucks. AK for 2. Okay. The card drawing is getting going now. Interesting. No attacks. Okay. Guess I'll say go. Don't think attacking is very good here. I'll tap the white source. Well, this is one of the reasons I like Mystic Enforcer. I'm kind of close to dead, though. More Togs. I mean, I'm not dead. I mean, I don't like my position, but I'm not dead. I'm very close to dead. Actually, I might be dead if they decide to go all in, but we'll see what they do. This matchup doesn't seem great, honestly. So that's 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay. I assume they're going to see it. That sucks. Well, also, I don't know. Game 1, like, certainly my deck, like, F6ing through the section where I needed not to. It's not great. We'll still finish it out. But that matchup seems kind of hard to me. To be quite fair. Alright. Playing match 4. Yes, it has pro block. I block one of those and I still take lethal damage. It's like actually better to block the 3/3. If I block one of the Togs, they just dump all of the power and toughness into the other one. So it's like blocking a Tog doesn't actually do anything except you prevent 1 damage instead of preventing 3 damage, if that makes sense. Because with 2 Togs, you just put all of the pumps on the second one. Do you see what I'm saying? Basically, once the card drawing got going and I didn't draw anything, I was super dead, which is, I guess, how these decks play out. But I mean, there's 4 Sylvan Library and a bunch of like things they must counter. I just didn't draw enough of them, I think, in time. And sometimes that's how it really is. The creatures had flying because of Wonder. I can only block with the Missing Enforcer. That's why I Wastelanded myself to be able to block. The Vors couldn't block because of Wonder in the graveyard. SIG 1985. This is fine. It's not like insane, but it's fine. I mean, it's fine. It's just like maybe just assume that I would make the right play. I don't know. the Wonder was binned on like turn 3 off of Tog. Or turn 4. It was turn 3 call if they were turn 4 Tog. Discard Wonder. Alright. Time to start showing things into play. didn't get countered. I wonder if it's going to get disenchanted. God damn it. Alright. I'm still going to keep ramming things into them because I don't really have a better plan. It's a 1/1 because of their footage trend, thankfully. Counterspell? Impulse? Sure. So this looks like some sort of control deck. Well, I guess it's Landstill, but I don't have any evidence one way or the other yet. Cataclysm. Okay. I think I'm just going to attack for 1 and say go and see what they do. Okay, good. No factor fiction. Alright, if they tap low, I might just like ice a blue source and go for Geddon or something like that. Sure, I'll do it. Sucks. Guess I'll still go for it. They probably have a counterspell, that's fine. Sure. Maybe we should have done it before damage, actually. It might have been better to do. God, it's... I mean, I can't not play those here. Alright, it's not great for me. It's probably just removal and land versus not. Okay, actually... Okay, I'm gonna do this. It's possible they just don't have removal for that. Alright, they did... Oh, they bend the removal. So they have a strand, a standstill, and a prohibit. Okay. Okay. God, I hope they draw a Treetop Village so badly. Nope. Alright. I don't think waiting is good, so I'm just going to crack the standstill right away. Because what they want is time behind the standstill to like draw like stuff. So I think you should just almost insta-crack it if your hand's forced to do so. And in this case, it was definitely forced to do so here. I mean, what am I going to do? I simply should cast my things and hope it works out. There's literally nothing else I can do. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're down one counterspell only. It's not great. I think I'm gonna go for the Cataclysm, and if it resolves, I'm probably dead, but it is what it is. I don't think it's gonna get better for me. Oh, right, they had to prohibit, but at least it made them tap all their lands for it, I guess. Okay, let's see if a 1/1 elephant can kill them. Probably not. Alright, I think we're done here. My opponent is playing pretty quick. Alright. I'm gonna board most of these out. I think they're just kind of bad. These are pretty good. It's only even like one plow. It's not like great, but they might also try to board in angels versus me. Okay. It's probably just a map. This is a matchup where also the brush hopper would be pretty good. Inward brush hopper. If that makes sense. But this has not been good so far. I've been getting destroyed, which is fine. I'm learning a lot. Don't know about these Weathered Wayfarers. It's like one of my favorite cards, but they've been sort of hit or miss. It's time for Goose to shine. Yeah, I mean, Humility is like sort of, and like Wrath is good versus Mongoose as well. It's not like you're gonna not get Wrathed versus them. It was just brutal that like I played a Sylvan Library, which is like a sticky threat. It got disenchanted. I played another one that got disenchanted. And those must have just been sitting in my opponent's hand for a while, but they got to use their disenchants as effectively as possible. You know? The dogs as in Wild Mongrel? Or is there a different dog besides Wild Mongrel? I guess like I'm actually gonna cycle. I'm gonna play Brushland and cycle Secluded Steppe off of it, so I can curve Sylvan into Terravore. Should probably have main phase it just in case if they had Stifle. Oh, interesting. Still gonna play the Sylvan out. Filthy Cur. No, probably not that one. Probably not Mad Dog or Patrol Hound either. I mean, Wayfarer makes sense to me. I don't have an issue with that card. You know? Okay, I'll just attack and see. If they plow it, so be it. That's fine. Phantom Whelp? Phantom Whelp? Any Phantom Whelp enjoyers? Alright. I didn't disenchant this one, so I feel better about my chances in this game. Gonna just pay 8 and get things going. Just want to block. Yo, what's up, Soul? Hope you're having a good day. Alright. The mongoose are loose. Maybe. Am I gonna find any lands? Okay, there are lands. Just gonna pay 8 again. I'm not a coward. No reason to play under Sylvan out. I think the plan is hope they do something and just get in them next turn. But I don't think playing this land does very much. Okay. New plan. Alright. Take your 1 damage per turn. I'm just gonna cast it and assume they don't have anything. It doesn't seem like they have a counter for this, probably. Alright, it's fine. And then start whacking them with my things. Convenient. Oh. Yes, that's definitely an E moment for sure. I liked how that other opponent just greeted me as though they knew I was from Mystings, even though, like, I feel like so few people would know what Mystings actually is by this point. I think the Mongoose are going to kill my opponent before anything happens. Who's Gavin? No, I think Gavin Verhey was on MTG Salvation. Game 3 versus Landstill. I'm on the draw. I don't think that matters too much, but just submit. It's nice to have one plow, not a lot of plows versus them, but the one plow I think is worth a fair amount. So my matchup would be better here if I did another Treetop Village, I think. Or like Dust Bowl would be very good in this matchup. That was a game of some amount of time. I don't know. I guess I did cast Armageddon and Cataclysm, so all of the cards that people wish were good in Legacy were cast, and they were actually good or got countered. Kind of funny to think about, you know. Yeah, it can. I mean, that's not. Yeah, basically, if there's a morph, I'm gonna cast fire on it if I can. This hand's pretty good. It's probably Mox. Discard. Guess we'll see exactly how I want to play this, but I could just play turn 1 Terravore actually. This means if they have standstill, it's way less effective, which might be something they were relying on. Of course, it might just get like instant plowed. Oh, I don't like that. They can actually eat my thing. Oh, they didn't do it. Weird. Okay. That's not good. It's really frustrating. I think I should just let my Terravore die, actually. I don't think like sacking Wasteland to target itself, for them to just cycle that will actually accomplish very much. A Dust Bowl. Interesting. So my goal is to get to 5 mana to have Armageddon plus thingy. Okay. Right, just need one more land. These threshold creatures are not the best here, though. Like, I'm basically getting owned by this furnace really hard. 3 lands are gone. Wait. Dang. How dare they have multiple counter spells? Problem is, it's not really getting better for me. Alright, next turn I'll cast Cataclysm. Oh, they misclicked. I should have just let the Prohibit resolve because they didn't kick it. Oh well, it's fine. I don't really care that much. Guess we got kind of scammed. It is what it is. Still can't fucking attack. So insane. Alright. Hopefully they just have no... Oh my god. Maybe they just only had lands in their hand. So Prohibit is worded so that you can target things even though... Yeah, it just has the old wording, so I should have just let it go, obviously, and just... I would be in much better shape, probably. Okay, cool. That's a threat. Of course, they can eat it or, like, get it with Furnace next turn. Okay. God, that Furnace was so insane versus me this game. Okay. Let's start mounting the offense 1 point at a time. We got a long way to go with this Nimble Mongoose. I hope my opponent has like 7 disenchants in their hand and I don't draw anything that cares about disenchant. Nice. Take one, take one, take one, take one. Don't want to cast this right now. It's just way too likely they have a counter spell. Like, they're missing land drops and they're not playing anything, so what must be in their hand? It has to be like a counter spell. Or disenchant. I guess I'll let them disenchant this. But I would bet a lot of money that they have disenchant in their hand. Okay, guess they don't have disenchant. It's just mono counter spells. Okay. Okay. Look at how much damage this Nimble Mongoose is doing. I guess they have like probably 2 to 3 plows in their hand, if I had to guess. Probably not the main cards that can be in their hand. Alright. Do I have fetchables left? I do. I think I'm just gonna make this a 3/3 because it represents a 3-turn clock. Will this Nimble Mongoose go all the way, chat? Who can say? Okay, that was expected. That's fine. Is it face up angel? Okay. Taking. I think Geddon should be the bait spell because fire is lethal. Guess I'll play around days. All right, we won the match 2-1. I thought I was gonna lose that match, but we pulled it out at the end. Okay, one more match for the stream. Will I win round 5? Get your bets in. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick and run a quick ad. So be right back in 3 minutes. Thanks for everyone being here. Appreciate y'all. Alright. Fire up the queue even though there's a few minutes or a few seconds left. Again, feel free to gamble. Happy Friday. I don't know. I've had some interesting games at least. I guess the Landstill match was pretty good, especially if you play something like Nimble Mongoose. Like, I thought I was so dead that game because of how good the furnace was, but... this hand's, like, not very good, so I'm just gonna mulligan. This hand's pretty good. I'm actually gonna ditch the mocks in this hand. Just play Mongoose into Plow. A swamp, you say? What if I played 1/1 Shroud? Is this the possible Monoblack deck that people love to call Moneyball? Which is such a funny name to me. I mean, I do have a protection from Black Creature in my hand, if that is the case. Okay. Probably named Sylvan Library? Yeah. They named Sylvan Library, I didn't have one in my hand. But that's like the best card versus these black decks. So this is a very logical name. Fortunately, the Mystic Enforcer will be Therapy next if they have a creature. But it is what it is. Alright, Sylvan off the top. There's going to be a Sylvan Library on top of my deck, chat. Untap your swamp. What's going on? What is going on? Okay, I don't know why this took so long. You should probably just cast your spells. Also, I don't know why it's taking so long to pick a card to name, because, like, there's only two options. Right, they took the Mystic Enforcer, sure. That took 2 minutes for them to do all of that. Kind of crazy, but alright, we'll cycle. Okay. I think I would rather discard the Mox to like a Ravenous Rats if they play one. It's fine. You want to sacrifice to get my Plow? It's fine. Guess they do. So if I draw Terravore, I can't cast it. That was the downside of this play. of not playing them off Simon Out, which I might end up regretting. Because this Wasteland's like not that good versus them. Okay. I think I'm gonna discard the extra Wasteland. Okay, that gives me Threshold actually, so it's actually good. And I have double green now. If I draw Terravore. So that was actually one of the better draws. Also, this is better if I draw Geddon as well. Alright. Mongoose versus Ravenous Rats. Who wins? Alright, chat. What is your favorite Ravenous Rats art? Type into the chat. Your favorite Ravenous Rats. No! Withered Wretch? Boo. Don't like that. Alright. Something good. God damn it. That's not good. Okay. Dang. I was hoping that they would miss the play. But they didn't. Alright, I'm in bad shape now. Because his wretch is going to town. Hope their hands like extra discard, really. Kind of punished for wasting that last turn, but it's okay. I must attack. These random pauses are killing me, though. Alright, there we go. No one's talkative today besides me. Pyroclasm also looks very good in this matchup. It's actually kind of good here, honestly. Wait, I want to leave the forest in my hand. Okay, so trading 3 for 4 means I would be dead, but my threshold will be turned off, so I must attack. If they have a land, my threshold's turned off. So I'm relying on my deck to deliver something. Okay. I'm not going to attack this turn. Like, because if I draw a land, this is going to win by so much that attacking is like kind of pointless. God, that's so bad for me. All right. Also, if you're really smart, you can figure out what I drew because I didn't attack. I'm going to trade with one of the Rav Rats because it's just too bad otherwise. Cool. I didn't get therapied for Terravore there, but I feel like I should have because I think it should have been fairly obvious what I drew. So if they've had a smother in their hand the entire game, now would be a bad time for them to have it still. But what else am I going to do? Oh, that's actually kind of good. All right. Attack. I think it's just how the format functions. Right? I don't think the Terravore deck is underpowered. Like, I think I'm going to win this game now. I'm just going to do this now. Get them down to 3 and not let them shrink my Terravore next turn. The Monoblack deck definitely looks underpowered, though. Okay. Yes. So my thing's a 3/3, but I can eat my own thing to make it a 4/4 again. In fact, that's very good to do here. So I attack. They can shrink it to a 4/4 by eating one of the lands. Yeah, that one. But now, I guess you have to block with the Wretch. Really? You don't know about using the gemstone. They didn't smother on this Terravore forever, so they just don't have smother in hand. Like, I'm not going to give them credit for a smother when they haven't had it like for the last 5 turns. 5 good cards. Or 5 turns in a row. They basically just didn't have smother the entire game. Is there out? What do you want to do? Not cast anything and just attack? Then they can just like start shrinking my guy a lot. I don't think what you're saying makes sense. Use the Mox. No, so my intention was to make it bad for them. Like, me using the Gemstone Mine the previous turn was intended. The turn before. I see what you're saying, but I think my play was actually good. And it ended up working out well for me. You know? Mostly because they didn't smother the Terravore based on any of those turns. And, like, I think you just give them too much wiggle room if you don't do that. Alright. Pyroclasms are excellent. Board out the Geddons. I think Cataclysm's actually good versus them, but the Geddons are hit or miss. Do I want Naturalize? don't think I want naturalized, but it's an interesting thing to think about. All right, I'll just submit. I wonder if I'm supposed to have disenchant or naturalize for dystopia. I'm not going to, but it's consideration. It's at least worth considering, I guess, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna keep. Alright, so you got my Sylvan, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I guess they could take something else, but okay, they didn't. I think I'm just gonna port them. Keep them off 3 drops. Ox Diamond. Okay. Don't really want to attack into a smother here. It doesn't really do much. Like here, there's no reason for me to believe that they don't have smother, and I don't think attacking is that good. So I just won't. Okay. I guess I have to Plasm that away by itself, which is kind of frustrating, but... Do I want to play land out? I have Cataclysm in my hand. Don't really want to play a land out, but I will port them upkeep off of Plains, I think. Okay. I'll just fire it when they go to attack me. They didn't float this time. They floated last time, but they didn't float this time. Okay. 2 damage to that. It's kind of comforting that I can just pass priority because there are basically no free spells in this format. Withered Wretch. Sure. Sure. I'm gonna keep the port, I think. Keep those two. They keep swamping that. I'll play around Ravenous Rats and play out my last card. Okay. No porting this turn. I don't think they were sandbagging lands, but certainly it's possible. Okay, maybe they were. I don't know. Hard to tell. Can waste Wasteland itself if they block. Alright, I'm not going to, but that is a play you can make. Unfortunately, this Wretch might just kill my Vor pretty quickly if I don't find an answer to it. Maybe they'll just play like some big creature I don't care about. Maybe they'll play another Hypnotic Spectre. Okay, rats. So it looks like they were sandbagging lands this game, actually, which is interesting. They were very patient. Oh, I should have maybe just played just throwing the Mox into the trash to force through 3 damage. Almost certainly that was correct. Alright. No, it will just never be good again. So, it is what it is. Powder Keg. Huh. It's not great. I guess that makes holding this look better though. Kind of bad shape. I will say about these games, Withered Wretch has looked really good actually, which is something worth noting. Like the Wretch has looked extremely good. I'll take my beatings. I wonder how many smothers are in their hand. Okay, you got my thing, yes. Why did I discard 2 of these Mox Diamonds? Zircon. I don't even remember. I was supposed to port, but everything's irrelevant now. Alright, I don't think my Wayfarer is going to live, but I still should play it, I think. I guess I'd be shocked if it lived this turn. I guess I could see their hand being like... They could have like a duress in their hand for sure. Okay, Clasm off the top. Some 0/0 Terravores though. Alright, I'm dead this game. Game 3, I'll be on the play. Do I want to change anything? Not really. I guess Chris Totem actually is worth considering. So I'm going to put it in and probably cut like... cut one of my graveyard cards. Actually cut one Wayfarer on the play. I think Wayfarer is actually better on the draw. It's also kind of a non-bow with the Curse Totem, and it's just not that powerful, so I think it's okay to cut one of those. Y'all are so quiet. No one wants to talk about anything. Quite the throwback. Yeah, I like Mystic Enforcer is one of my favorite cards actually. Although from Times Row, not from the original, but okay, I am gonna keep. I wish I had more untapped lands, but it is what it is. So I wish this could get Savannah, but it also is what it is. Squirrel's Nest is a fun one, especially with opposition or Earthcraft or both. All right. Going to play Treetop Village this turn for sure. They took Clasm even though I can't cast it. Okay. port them. Sure. I mean, it's a little bit awkward, but I think this is good, actually. Like, I can buy a lot of time versus with the crutch this way. Maybe not, I guess. Okay. Fair enough. Tagging's not good. They know about the Terravore still, right? Oh, they don't, actually. Sucks. Right? They duressed me, Saul. Oh, no, they do. Sorry, they did know about the Terravore. Okay. Alright, you get one of my lands. I wonder if my opponent's going to attack me. Alright, they did. I cannot block. Okay. That's actually a good draw. I think I don't care about this Hypnotic Spectre anymore. And I do want to protect my my Call of the Herd from the Wretch. And yeah, I'm losing mining counters, but that's fine. Because I actually want to go search up another land with this, probably. If they play a land out, rather. Protection from white. Okay. Okay. So this race is good for me. If they leave up Smother, it's sort of more interesting what I should do. And yeah, if I draw a red card, I can't cast it, but that's okay. Okay, that's fine. They can... I guess they can pump that. Guess I'll force the trade. And then play my Mongoose. It's better to do it now, otherwise it will get first strike later. Alright. Okay, I can't cast that, but that's fine. I think I'm just gonna say go. I think they're maybe holding on to lands. Edict me. I think this one can go. But yeah, now that probably means they're gonna attack me and make me discard this, which is fine. It is what it is. Plague Bearer. Okay. I'm gonna get wild with the getting is good, which is attack with both. Guess they might trade their Plague Bearer off for my Mongoose, but that's fine. Okay. Take my hit. Alright. I don't think I want to attack this anymore. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm losing life points. It's not the most ideal, but it is what it is. At least gives me some selection. Maybe can find an answer to the Hypnotic Spectre. I wonder what did they board out? It looks like they board out their Ravenous Rats. Kind of feels that way. Alright, I'm down a Clasm and a Plow. And a Cataclysm, I guess, as well. But I have a bunch of outs still. Wasteland. Okay, what are you going to waste? Also, the price of Plague Bearer is kind of crazy, if you've seen it or not. Interesting. Okay, so that cuts off Pyroclasm as an out, which makes sense. Yes. I pay... Oh no, I can't cast this. So my play this turn probably is... It's just this and try to block. That's unlikely to work. This maybe is just tap their land and see what they do. Why would they give me a first strike? Is weird. It's not like I'm going to like suddenly block it. Oh, I guess the mana would go to waste anyways. All right, let's do this. I'll be at 7. Okay, so this is their plan. Alright, I guess I'll try to block with Treetop this turn. They'll probably pump plus first strike, but then I can activate to go find a red source as well. I'm not going to port them because I don't think that does anything anymore. First strike and pump requires 3 mana. I can go search up Rith's Grove because that keeps my land count down. Don't want those. Okay. Your turn. I guess we'll see if they want to dump mana in to put me down to 2 or something. Alright, they didn't. It's fine. Maybe I should have just taken the hit actually, but okay, it's fine. Ooh, that's really bad for me. Okay, deck. Okay. I guess maybe I can try to bluff them out. This is vaguely frustrating. Okay. Whoops. I guess I'll cycle into it. That's fine. Alright. Cheryl, you have no more threats. Okay. Okay. This did not work out great for me. Maybe I should have just paid the life so they couldn't sneak that through. Oops. So I only have 2 plows left that answer that queenly. I know my top cards are bad, so I should just shuffle them away. I'm dead to like everything, but that's okay. Can't do anything about it. Is their hand just all lands? Kind of looks like that. Like if they didn't kill me there, their hand must be like not very good. Alright, I think I am actually going to do this. This is like a little aggressive, but I don't think I win by sitting back. Okay. 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 This is a close one. Yeah, you can only block with one here, and you should try to kill me, probably. Seems kind of heinous to do, actually. Weird. So their hand's just like all lands, probably? Or like discard in lands? Okay. And kill that one with Wasteland. Alright. Won the match. They also played... I was up by like 10 minutes, but I think I was also legitimately killing them, so... Alright, a 3-2. Was hoping for better, but there was a close match versus Gro. Squeaked one out versus Landstill, and I lost to Enchantress, and that matchup just seemed kind of bad, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. Deck seemed reasonably good to me. I think that's gonna do it for me. On the way out, we'll raid someone.